Guy that was supposed to speak before you didn't make it, so you got a double session. I think that was nice for the audience. Thanks for being here at the event.
Pleasure to be here. It's my 5th year in a row speaking at NFT
Well, we're always happy to have you here. You have your own events. You actually have the longest standing crypto conference, and now Transform Ventures is going to have 6 events this year. Can you tell us a bit about what's happening with that?
So Coin Agenda was the longest continuously running conference from 2014 until we did our 25th conference in 10 years in December in Puerto Rico for the 7th annual time, and it's part of Puerto Rico blockchain, which I also started in 2018.
Yeah.
And decided it was time for a rebrand. It's not all about coins anymore.
Right.
So the new brand and new format is called Tokenize.
I like that.
And Tokenize really reflects the fact that there's a lot of interest in tokenized real-world assets.
Yeah.
Also in tokenized and decentralized AI.
Yeah.
And those, are not necessarily coins.
No.
And also tokenized securities. We're still doing DEXs. We're still doing, a lot of the same, categories that we had as Coin Agenda. We're also making it, with the exception of our global conference in Las Vegas in October, we're making it 2-day formats instead of 1 day. And instead of interspersing the BitAngels pitch sessions with the high-end thought leadership content. I mean, over the course of Coin Agenda, we've had Charles Hoskinson, just a lot of big names.
Can you share some of the people that were at the Dubai event? Because that was an incredible number of people that are such important voices. So maybe share a bit about that. That just happened.
Yeah, that just happened in October. And we had Peter Kennez, who is the former CIO of BlackRock, and then moved to the Middle East after retiring from BlackRock and started a $1 billion fund in AI and crypto.
Yeah.
He was on a panel as well as did a keynote. We also had Sandeep from Polygon.
Right.
That's the second time that I've been able to do a fireside chat with him. He's wonderful. We had Gabriel Abed, who ambassador to the UAE, and just recently announced that he's been named the chairman of Binance.
Right.
Real OG from like the early days, 2011. And actually, little known fact, Gabriel, Roger Ver, and I started the Caribbean Blockchain Alliance in 2014.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so just some great speakers, and so we're taking really the same ethos of Coin Agenda, which has always been about having a conference just around investing, as opposed to around programming and libertarian ethics and all sorts of things that different conferences get into, just about investing from the point of the investor as well as from the point of the company.
Right.
And this time we're doing it as a 2-day instead of a 3-day event. Still, high end. The first day is going to be free to accredited investors, as well as investors in the stock market, because we're also going to be doing public mining stocks through a partnership with Sequire, which does a number of public market conferences around the U.S. And also doing a lot of sort of mid-level, sort of like, already past their seed and pre-seed and kind of getting ready to roll out to the market with DNA, which is Brock Pierce and Scott Walker's incubator accelerator. And then, of course, the BitAngels, which is mainly early stage. So that first day of every single conference will be just nothing but pitches. And also talks about how to invest, what to look for in startup, legal issues, etc. And that leaves the second day, which is going to be the day that if you're not invited to the first, you still get in just by buying a ticket to the overall 2-day Tokenize. We'll have 4 sections, each about 2 hours. Tokenize AI, Tokenize Entertainment, which will include gaming, Tokenize Finance, and Tokenize Real-World Assets. We might add another category somewhere, but for the most part, we think those 4 cover most of the areas. We may have a Tokenized Utility for a grab bag later on. And in Las Vegas, we're going to do a 3rd day, which is going to be just for meme coins. And DGen. And so it's
that's what's hot right now.
It's what's hot right now. I'm considering calling that one day Tokenized with Hat, but we'll see.
With Hat, yeah, that's perfect.
Tokenized with Hat, and so that's in view of the Sphere. And so that's going to be in Las Vegas, and that'll be the leading up to Halloween. So the DGen day will be on Halloween. And which is also when the white paper was written. And then we try to hold our events when other people are in town, right?
It's actually very courteous of you to do. in that regard?
So in the case of October, it's right at the tail end of Money 2020.
Yeah.
In the case of May in Los Angeles, it's right at the end of the Milken and Medici conferences. For New York, it's right after the SALT conference.
Right.
And in June, it's right after the Consensus conference in Austin. So we're doing 3 in 5 weeks, just because we're getting started a little bit late.
Right.
But gives people the ability to kind of do a little tour if they want.
Right.
And then we're taking the summer off and building up steam for 3 events in the fall.
Great.
And that'll be, again, Vegas around Halloween. October, I think it's the second week of October in Dubai.
Okay.
As part of GitTech's Future Blockchain, which is 180,000 people come to Dubai for that. And then we'll have a tokenized Latin America as the flagship of Puerto Rico Blockchain Week, which for the first year will be including Min Kim has announced that she's going to be holding ETH San Juan that week.
Well, that'll be exciting to have that. So before I let you go, let me ask you about Transform Ventures. Let me frame it this way. You're a different type of investor than others. Transform Ventures is where your medium by which you do investment. Of course, you have bid angels and the different things to gather people, but a lot of times you're co-investing, but you're not just investing money. You do a lot for your portfolio companies, providing advice and real tangible need. Can you just talk a bit about what is it that you do for your portfolio companies?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not unique in that model. I mean, Arthur Hayes with Maelstrom, he basically adds a lot of value to his companies, helps grow them, helps advise them, and then invests when he thinks he's got a real winner, which I think he does, for example, with Ethena, which has been rocketing. It's like sort of a stable coin with yield. And I met Arthur back in the early days, and he walked me around and introduced me to people in Hong Kong when I was speaking there in 2014, when the world was young and you didn't know which person who's just started up something is going to become a multi-billionaire a few years later. And with Transform Ventures, really there's a few parts. There's the incubation, which is my own companies. So I grew Blockchain Wire out of that, Open Carbon, and so usually start a new company with people that I know, provide the seed funding, and then get outside funding, a CEO, a team, and then set them on their merry way. And Blockchain Wire was acquired. I still own a partial stake, but we had an exit on that one. And Open Carbon, which is blockchain and IA for carbon credit. I brought in David Jensen to be CEO, as the former head of sustainability and really the whole digital area for Ernst & Young. And so he's now the CEO there. And so kind of moving those things along their path. On the advisor, I'm very excited to be advising some great companies as we're going into the bull market. Rare, RAIR, which spoke earlier today at ÂTN.LIVE. I've been working with them for over 3 years, and they're now getting ready. They have a new white paper to open source their platform.
I was just explaining it all to me. I've been friends with Ed for quite a number of years, so it's exciting to see what's happening.
It's the right move at the right time, and I'm really delighted to follow them this far and to help them launch as an open source platform with a token.
Well, we appreciate you here at NFT.NYC. I appreciate you. You and I get to spend time outside of this conference. If anybody wants to get in touch with you because they want to sponsor one of your 6 events, they want to attend one of your events, or I guess, what would be the new website?
That's tokenizedcon.com.
Okay, tokenizedcon.com.
.com, and we're at tokenizedcon on Twitter.
Okay.
And then I'm at Michael Terpin, Terpin, on everything.
And you're always looking for deal flow?
Always looking for deal flow.
There you go. Good.
Absolutely.
Good. Michael, thank you for joining me.
Okay, thank you.